Supply growth remains a distant challenge on the horizon, and group business is growing. In short, the U.S. hotel industry is sitting pretty. Those were the key takeaways presented by panelists during the opening general session of the 6th Annual Hotel Data Conference presented by STR and HNN. Vail Brown, STR's VP of Global Business Development and Marketing, illustrated the booming business during the session by saying that, year-to-date June 2014, industry revenue reached $126 billion, the highest total since STR began keeping records in 1987. And even better news for hoteliers, Brown said supply growth is 0.7% and still well below the 20-year average of 1.7%. Further, year-to-date through June, 1.5 million group rooms have been sold, marking a 10% increase.
So in 2013 at the end, our industry hit 5 all-time highs out of the 6 key performance indicators. First, we had more rooms to sell than we've ever had before. Secondly, the good news is that we were selling more rooms than we've ever sold before. And even better news, we were selling them at a higher rate than we have ever sold them before. And that good news did not stop as we moved into 2014. So May of this year, the month of May, RevPAR growth was 10%. That was the highest May of any on record ever. Now, if this time last year you would have come up to me or any other STR staff member and said that STR this time this year would be reporting a RevPAR growth of 10%, we probably would have just smiled politely, maybe under our breath said, bless their heart. Because at the time, we all knew that demand was continuing to slow, supply was continuing to increase, which in that case, we were having some depressed opportunity for occupancy growth, and then in turn, rate growth would be depressed. Well, I guess so much for logic, because none of that has happened.
A key factor in the industry's success is the overall health of the group business segment. One coveted group segment is government, which has been hamstrung by a federal crackdown on spending habits. Jill Denning, per diem program manager for the Federal General Services Administration, said government employees are taking fewer trips and trying to economize their spending.
I think the big thing is fewer trips, but I think we're also trying to stress, as I was mentioning there at the end, good travel management. So, really taking a hard look, do I really need to go for 3 days, or can I go for 2? Just trying to make decisions like that to help tighten up a little bit the spending.
Regarding per diems, Denning said the rates tend to be slightly lower than market rates. For non-standard areas, the rate increased an average of $8 for 303 locations for the current fiscal year. 12 locations remained the same, and 50 locations saw a $4 decrease. Standard lodging rates increased by $6.
So of the areas that increased, 83% did increase, and you can see that a little less than half was $1 to $5 of an increase. It's not exactly typical. Usually the majority of our changes are $1 to $5. And as you recall, in fiscal year 13, we actually froze the per diem rates. And so this reflects the changes for 2 years and not just 1. So you can see that our rates actually went up more because it was 2 years difference instead of just 1.
Another sought-after group for hoteliers is millennials. This customer segment is becoming more of a force in the workplace and more of a force in hotel loyalty programs, said Guy Langford, VP of Travel, Hospitality, and Leisure at Deloitte. As such, hoteliers need to focus on rethinking their loyalty programs.
Once upon a time, free Wi-Fi, free gym access, and water in the room were seen as being little perks. And like today, they're really not. They're seen as being table stakes. And so for today, what we need to do is think about how do we get to customized or creative rewards. I think Vail mentioned, we're living in a world where, well, this isn't my iPhone, but we've all got devices, mobile check-in. Not only mobile check-in, being able to get into your room with your cell phone. Special vacation packages, concierge services. There are a whole lot of different initiatives now that are being expected from travelers to enhance that experience. And I think that's one of the key points that I'm going to drive here. It's really about the experience and not just about the rewards, and it's not just about the price.
From Nashville, Tennessee, this is Patrick Mayock, HNN.